J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate it. We're going to get to a couple of adjust this a little bit over here. A couple of hot topics been going down this past week. A lot of crazy stuff this past week and beyond, actually. I mean, simple stuff like Cracker Barrel changing their logo. What y'all think about that? I mean, on one end, I think that's bull that they kind of actually I got 3 takes on this right here. 3 takes on this. I'm gonna get into it real quick today. Cracker Barrel, right? This is my 3 thoughts on this. Take 1. They changed their logo. They took off the cracker and the barrel and just left the name and the colors the same. A lot of people say, well, the people got mad and they changed it back. That's racism. Okay, first of all, yeah, probably so. I'm not saying that it ain't, but the name is Cracker Barrel with a cracker next to the barrel. I never ate a Cracker Barrel before. I never even considered it. Being honest, I just never even. I didn't know that they sold breakfast until I had moved to Indianapolis. I didn't even know what was on the menu. Okay. So anyway, that's just me. I'm from Chicago. There ain't no crackers and barrels nowhere around there. So that's not something I grew up knowing about. And I believe maybe driving through towns in the Midwest, Ohio, in college and stuff, I may have seen it. And I probably thought, like, Cracker Barrel, ain't that about a blip? This is place named Cracker Barrel? So, but I never went. But anyway, should a racist restaurant exist? No. Anybody can go in there, I'm sure. May get a little extra stuff in your food. No, I'm just playing. Just playing on that. But no, so could it be maybe some of that in there? Maybe. Because a lot of this stuff is not in big cities. So I don't know. From what I hear, a lot of their stuff, they restaurants is by highways and interstates. All right, so number 2 take. I'm glad though that they did change it back because I like stuff to let you know what's up, straight up. Ain't nothing hiding. This is who we are. You welcome, but hey, just know where you at. Um, and then also, too many of these companies and businesses and stuff are looking generic. None of them look unique no more. The Taco Bell roof or the McDonald's, they none of these buildings look unique anymore. None of these signs look unique. I will say Cracker Barrel does look unique. I have seen some now. I didn't at first, but I have since. And they look unique. They got a old country out rural. It looked like you in the Conner Prairie or something. Old country store. They even sell stuff in there. So, they unique. I don't like everything looking the same. I like artistic value, you know. Um so I think a lot of businesses and everything have lost artistic and creative value lately. And that's bad. And then also, then it's also a conspiracy. It's the 3rd take I got on this. It's a such thing, I believe, of a conspiracy of generating revenue through bad advertising, because we starting to see that more often. I think the first ones I remember is like H&M had like a black kid. They had some racist something a couple years ago. Look it up, allegedly, but look it up. Type, we could Google it if we want to. Anyway, more recently, that I'm pretty sure we don't need to Google, is that Sydney Sweeney, American Eagle. She got good genes. I don't know about them jeans, but she damn sure got some good chesticles in that month. I don't know about the gene, but them tatas was looking good. They was damn sure good. Anyway, when you get a bad advertisement and it generates all that backlash like that, in a way, it kind of generates some revenue if it's the right kind of bad. Just changing the logo or saying something like that. I ain't even American Eagle jeans. Really? Who buying that? Where's that? What? American Eagle jeans? Anyway, I don't know what people buying today, obviously. But that's what I think about that. Anyway, moving on to a couple others, and then let me get to your comments right quick. Rashonda, what's good, sis? How you been, ma? I had to come on and come back at least once a week. I know y'all done forgot about me already as it is. YouTube used to be for people like myself. But then right around when 2020 happened, YouTube kind of broke because too many high quality producers and famous people came on YouTube and just drowned out all the smaller level creators and things. That if you don't have a production team or the ability to do all this kind of stuff, and then they copyrighted a lot of people out there, so it made it where if I sit and edit a video with pictures and stuff, and then all I did all of that work, 12 hours worth of work sometimes, or 8 hours of work, then YouTube demonetizes it. And even if they didn't, sometimes it didn't generate any revenue anyways. So it just really kind of made it harder on some of us, I guess, pre-pandemic YouTubers. Some people start YouTube channels now and they fly. And so I don't know. Maybe this channel got some stuff. Anyway, moving on. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Stephen Harris, what's good, brother? So what I was about to talk about was Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. So it seems that all of these guys making all this money and oh shoot, what did I just press? I just said, alluding to how all these big timers kind of came to YouTube and changed how YouTube is. Seems like a lot of them are starting to get hit with lawsuits, whether it's Candace Owens or what you call it? What's the other one with Tasha K? And I'm sure it's a few others. But now Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson got hit with a $20 million defamation lawsuit based off some things they said on their podcast. Now, the lawsuit has been dismissed, but you don't dismiss a lawsuit without some settlements, right? Now, I don't know if they disclosed all the details of the settlement, but the woman, it says, she added, The allegations had a negative impact on her professional life. Every time I enter a meeting for funding, for programming and activations and things, it comes up. I'm tired of being the punchline when it comes to that aspect. And this was based on uh, Jamalita Tillman summing it up. They were saying some allegations with that she was cheating on her husband, which wasn't true. And she sued him. So I wonder how much they paid. How much y'all think they had to pay to settle this lawsuit? I mean, Shannon Sharp, it looked like all the money he made from that Cat Williams podcast. It looked like this browser stopped loading, unfortunately. I had this article loaded. But it looked like all the money that Shannon Sharp made from that Cat Williams podcast, he probably lost it all in lawsuits because he had to settle that $50 million lawsuit with old girl. And so, you know what I'm saying? Now he got to settle this 20 million. That's $70 million in lawsuit money. What? $70 million, even if he had to pay half. That's 35 million. Big Bird, what's good, homie? How you feeling? I'm gonna put this link in if anybody want to come up and chat a little later. I got a couple more stories we could talk about. Frederick Young, J Mo, answer me this. How in the hell is Courtney Kemp bigger than Ghost? Ghost brings the money. Ghost didn't want her big back ass. What you mean bigger than Ghost? Bigger than Omari Hardwick? I mean, it depends on what you mean by bigger. In a way, the way the industry works, almost always a producer will be kind of bigger than any actor because they control what movies get produced or shows. That's what made Lil Harvey so powerful. And he would have all these A-list actresses do whatever because he could put them in movies and cut them a check and make them a star. I'm not saying that's what she doing, but I'm just saying they are more powerful. There you go. See what I mean? How many times we hear 50 Cent talking about what he gonna do to BMF? The only reason we hear it is because he's also a rapper and a troll and an actor, social media. So, but most producers are not. They just do what they do, and we don't know why. Did you know they shelved the what was it? Batgirl movie? They spent $90 million on the Batgirl movie. It was completed and everything, and they shelved it for a tax write-off. What? And understand when they do that, they've paid all these people that worked on, like the actress, all the people, they got their money, but they didn't even release the movie. So then what if that was that woman's chance to be a star and nobody got to see it? Let alone these people crazy, man. It was probably something else. Probably because she was a black Batgirl. That's why, in my opinion. But why would they hire her then? I don't know. Frederick Young, Courtney was just a writer. That ain't true. Courtney Kemp is a producer and executive producer and the creator. She do a lot on that show. But let's not take my word for it because I can make mistakes. Let's look it up. So let's see. Also, and I haven't had a chance to edit videos like I need to lately because I've been trying to get this app done and it's been driving me crazy. But this movie to pick up on Amazon Prime. Streaming is not good, man. It's broken up so many things. This could have went to the theaters. Now, I'm not saying it's that good, but by it being on here, ain't nobody even know about it. And Pete Davidson got on my nerves in this movie. I ain't gonna lie, but Eddie was great. Anyway, let's see. Let's look at old Courtney Kemp. She was born in May of 77. Courtney Kemp is 1 year older than me, man. Wow. I thought she was actually younger. I thought she was younger than that. Alright. It says on Power she was the producer and the showrunner is Courtney Kemp. Producer and showrunner. She didn't produce other stuff. Good Wife. Ah, The Good Wife. I never even seen or heard of this. It got an 8.3. She did that before Power. Let's see. So it says executive producer, Power Confidential, executive producer, writer, Raising Canaan, based on, created, written by, based on Power, created, written by, Get Christy Love, Hawaii 5-0. Hawaii 5-0. She wrote 13 episodes for Bernie Mac as a staff writer. That was her thing. So, she done been in the game for a minute, writing and stuff, but Power was what really put her over the edge, is what it seems like. Once she did Power, she did it all. She did the writing, the see, that's the thing. What it looked like to me, in my opinion, is that this was business. Hear me out. So her looking just briefly looking at Courtney Kemp resume, I look at it as she was working at different various jobs, writing jobs, and each one getting better, but probably stacking her money, building her credit to the point to around 2014 when Power came out, she was able to get whatever the bankroll, whether it was herself or loans, partnering with 50 Cent. I'm sure that helped that he invested in that. Then he added a couple of his touches into it. And by doing that, she was able to executive produce. That's where the real money is. Instead of being a writer and getting a check, she then owned the property, which then, if it's on TV for years and years and years and years, you'll keep getting paid for years and years and years and years. And then you can make spinoffs and other things. And if you make the spinoff, you'll keep getting paid because it's still your property, but you don't have to be writing on the set. You don't have to be writing the episodes no more. You can have other people do it. And now you just executive produce. You keep everything on a certain budget for each, episode. $100,000 per episode, for example, and which would add up to like with 10 episodes, $1 million. Then they could sell it to HBO or somewhere for who knows what, and then keep getting money to keep it on the. So that's the dream, actually. If you look at it as the business form, that's like, as if you look at it as an actor, you an extra, then you get to be in a speaking role, then you a co-star, then you a star in the movies. Big Bird, you say, I wish Ghost never got killed. It's still hilarious how you be on Tawik. 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 Hey, man, that whole manipulation of what he went through, I'm starting to understand it a little more. I don't agree with it, but I understand it a little more because, my son kind of got manipulated a little bit. So, nah, thankfully he ain't get tweaked. He ain't get tweaked. Nah. That's what I would call somebody who mind is gone from now on. I'm going to trademark that. You know what I'm saying? You just got tweaked. Yeah, man, that brother tweaked out in this month. Not tweaked out. No, he tweaked out. Anyway, his mama twisted him up, boy, big time. Frederick Young stars playing in our faces, bro. It's a known fact that Courtney killed Ghost. Tommy is on his way out next. So you mean to tell me that all we'll have left is Tariq? There's some sad days ahead. Oh my God. Well, we ain't got Tyreek left either. Because they ended that show too. So Fred, hey Fred, that we ain't even got to deal with Tyreek no more. But we do have Raising Canaan, and November 7th is Tommy. And then they are doing the prequel. I'm pretty sure it's already finished filming. They're going to drop it in like February or something like that, March. The prequel of Power with Ghost and Tommy. So we look to see what those got going on. I hate that they canceled Tommy show though. Big Bird, you say AI pictures make her look younger. LOL. She using AI to make her look cute. Maybe those was just old pictures. I don't know. Frederick Young, all that damn money she got, she need to buy a man a damn rose or something. I mean, that's the problem with women, though, is that women don't date down. That's just not in their nature. Whereas a man doesn't really have a preference. A man, if they see somebody they like and they like them, I mean, hell, that's pretty much the best start we could ask for. Money and all this other stuff we could figure out. You down for me and I'm down for you, we can make it work. But women don't see it that way. You may be down for her, but you broke. You may make 40 grand a year. I mean, you might as well be in the poverty line in her mind. So, and I'm not saying like, 40 grand is a lot of money these days, but she only gonna date men with more money than her or just as much, which then kind of puts her out of their league because men with as much money as her or more, they either already married or their choice of women is in a whole nother league that they don't date women that's damn near 50. You multi-millionaire and you ain't married, you ain't dating Courtney Kemp's, and it ain't nothing against her. I'm just saying, you gonna have somebody under 30, at least under 40, Anyway, but you broke. Hey, for real. What you gonna do with 40 grand and somebody multi-billionaire? Like, I could spend your yearly salary today. Like, you can't be with me. That's how they see it. Whereas if I was a multi-millionaire man and the woman only made 40 grand, I just wouldn't tell her. Nah, but Courtney Kemp, you already know she's successful. So if you already, we just, we know how to do it differently. You could play, but you can't stay. That's all. You got to go back home, baby. I don't know, man. If you making 40 and that, I'd just say, we would say quit your job. A woman wouldn't do that. She wouldn't be like, you know what, babe? Quit your job. Just be here for me. That's what I would do. I'd be like, man, what you going to work for 40 grand for, baby? Just quit. We good. I give you 40 grand. I don't know about that last part. But you quit your job. Mr. Thorne, have you seen that Raja Jackson video? Nah. What's the Raja Jackson video? Frederick Young. We seen Lamar Jackson poor acting skills thanks to 50 Cent. Rumor has it he's trying to recruit Tretch for Power Legacy to go against Tariq. Well, that would be hilarious. He try to pull out some old school people now and then. I give 50 credit for that. But I also take away some of that credit because he sure used to get on Empire for doing that. And he turned into just about doing the same dang on thing. Frederick Young, you say, Jay Moore, you know how much money they losing without Ghosts? Well, here's the deal. I don't know about that. Not now. But if you would have said that during season 1 of Tariq, I probably would have agreed with you. But they didn't had how many spinoffs? 3, 4 spinoffs? They made a lot of money since then because we keep watching it. But here's the deal. What's wrong with my computer? Here's the deal. They probably could have made more money had they have written Power with the idea of maybe going at least 8 seasons. I mean, if The Chi is the longest running black show in history with only 7 seasons, I guess that is saying a lot. I guess that's saying a lot. Looking back at it, maybe they couldn't have had the foresight with that first show to think, this gonna be the longest running black show in history. That's what I'm gonna make. Because truth be told, a lot of them shows don't even make it past the pilot, which is the first episode. And if you want to go episode by episode, the very first episode of Power is gotta be in their top 3 episodes of all time of that show. I mean, that first episode is dope. The lifestyle, the club, he banging, killing, do that. If that don't get you hooked, I don't know what would. So, you know, they got lucky with that. Fred Young jumping over to the final season of Force. Will Diamond survive? Man, truth be told, they probably shouldn't let him survive if they're gonna let Tommy survive. They probably shouldn't let neither one of them survive. Um, my character hating on Diamond. But overall, he's too easy to be touched. He's too easy to be found at that barber shop. His locations is too easy to be seen. The same for Tommy. And that's been the problem I've had with all of the power shows. Ghost, it was too easy to know where he lived. He never had bodyguards. Now, part of what his charm was staying out of sight like a ghost. So he didn't need bodyguards because nobody knew he was the man. I own a club. That's why I got this. I don't sell drugs. Okay. So to a certain extent, but you would still need at least one man on your side to have your back. But with this other stuff, man, they still too easy to be touched. They don't move or have security. Like and they made this person, even though he was very hard to be touched, they made him look easy. And that's what is it? Tommy Flanagan. Let me give it flying look. What they doing? It's that Flanagan. Anyway, old Flanny over there, he had guards and gunmen and security, a mansion compound that you can't get to, and somehow he got took out by all these people. I mean, I don't know. Mr. Thorne, you say Rampage Jackson's son nearly beat a wrestler to death. Oh, I did hear about that. I didn't see it though. It's kind of hard to watch. Now he's possibly facing attempted murder charge. Oh, they got it on video. I didn't see the video. I heard about that he's facing that. What? Let's go ahead and pull that up. Maybe that'll be my new show since everybody keep coming up with stuff that I done did already. I'm gonna come up with this. I'm just gonna do a show where whoever's in the comments just suggest stuff, and then I just look it up live and react to it. That way, I don't know what we gonna talk about. Let's see. Let's see. Let's check it out. We go to news break. Okay, Rampage Jackson said son Roger has not been the same since his mother's death. Quinn Ramp banned from wrestling shows gig 5 hours ago. Rampage Jackson reveals his son Roger hadn't been the same. Wrestlers brutally beaten by Rampage Jackson's son. No one is going to consent to it, bro. Gotten death threats over son Roger's KO on wrestler. What? Comments about son Roger's fan asked why is this being reacts to son Roger's brutal attack that hospitalized wrestler. Hits out at racist. It was a white dude. I figured that. He beat that white dude like a trumper, a magger. Calling him a nagger. Use a magger. Beat him like a magger. You magger. He addresses his son. I don't condone what my son did. I'm going to let justice play out. I wish I could have been there. Hopefully one day I can meet Sicko Stu and shake his hand. I hope he can forgive me. How's he? They were in the ring? Smith is said to still be hospitalized on Sunday after the wrestler who finally intervened after 20 unanswered ground and pound strikes drilled Smith's face. Said Roger wanted to kill him. Where was the ref? What is this? This gotta be some kind of jersey, and his racism came out. He said people like MMA Guru That guy's supposed to be some what? His race is 20 people. These are some people turn in the race. Call it I call it attempted murderer, a dumb animal. He called him an animal. It calls me racist for it. Attempted murder of your son. You got the failure of your dad and what I call. Let me go back to this, man. What in the world? At the time it's shot 3 days. What does it say? 3 days after his son. Hold on, man. What in the world? You got me going down the rampage rabbit hole. Oh shoot. That let's see what they say. Banned from the wrestling show gig. He's not welcome, Roger Jackson. Never part of the card. Danger Pro Wrestling, an independent promotion that puts on shows. Claim this week it's booked. Roger Jackson. Unclear which impending show the younger Jackson. Pre-show tip. Oof. Oh yeah, he tweaking hard. Wait a minute.
For my self, because I'm tired of everybody playing with me.
What?
Tired of them playing with me, bro. Real. One of them hit me. I'm tired of everybody playing with me and think I'm always playing and call me and none of bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for my self because I'm tired of everybody playing with me, bro. Real.
Come on, man. We leaving, man. We're walking away, bro. Let's not tell you. Let's go. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Let's go, Roger. Let's go. Roger, let's go. Roger, I'm telling you, let's go. You listen to me. Listen to me, Roger. You need to listen to me right now, Roger. Let's go.
I don't know. You guys try to jump me.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna do to me, bro.
Let's go, Roger.
You can't do to me. You can't with me, bro.
Let's go.
You can't with me.
Hey, you know what though? They can't really fuck with him though. It took about 3-4 of them to get him down. One dude, that little blue man, was trying to get his leg. I got the leg. I got the leg. Hey, you know what? He was whooping that. You know what? Oh my goodness, dude, he crashed out though. He crashed out right there, man. That was scary, man. I was about to say this cameraman is kind of living on the edge right now, but then I saw that he knew him. But then they posted this video. He didn't go to jail. I need to go back and read the rest of this. Hold on. Let me get back. Big Bird, I seen Rampage son whip that suspect bad. Oh, yeah, just so. Suspected supremacist thought his son was in the act and hit him. Then the son went Debo on him. What bike? Eh. Big Bird. It started backstage and the son ended it in the ring. Oh, snap. He did kind of sucker punch him, though. To be honest, he got old boy and slammed him from the back. And when he slammed him, he was pretty much out on the ground after he slammed him. And then he just went to drilling him. So, yeah, he blasted dude, but he did sucker punch him, so to speak, in my book. If you don't come to me face up, then if you get me from the side or the back and I wasn't expecting it or looking at it and you just came on, you got me. A sucker punch. You ain't beat me head up. Now in real life, is it rules in a fight? No, it's not. That's why people shouldn't be fighting in real life. But on the other hand, it took all them wrestlers to get him off of them, and they couldn't. It took them a lot. And I'm wondering, how much does he train? He got that rampage juice up in him, boy. They got a hell of a DNA. Straight up. Big. You say it's all on Instagram. These people crazy. Frederick Young. These fools ask who was the biggest kingpin? Ghost of Franklin Saint. James Ghost St. Patrick all damn day. Franklin was a bad boy when he was no ghost. Well, technically, if you want to be technical, I'm going to go with Franklin. What were he doing? He had a club, which he always was in the bit verge of losing. Franklin had a jet. He had a club. He had everything and the money. Franklin was a pilot. I mean, they both ended bad. Would you rather be still alive and a crackhead or dead? That's not a good option either way. You could get off a crack, though, if you're still alive. So, hey, I'd rather be alive and a crackhead than dead, because when you're dead, it's over. But, you know. Now, who was more smooth or a player? I could see why some people may choose Ghost. He was closer to our time and more modern. And Franklin is in the 80s, and we wouldn't wear what he wear or do what he do. And his cars and all that, it ain't gonna hit the same. But if you think about the level Franklin, he had a penthouse too. He had a penthouse like Ghost too. Now, was it a modern loft? No, they didn't have that type of stuff in the 80s like that. Them big thing. But where he was the top of the food chain for his time. You know what I'm saying? He had some nice little females. He could have did better, but he was falling in love. They both falling in love. Well, you said Ghost made power. That ain't the same. I'm glad you wrote this down. You said who was the biggest kingpin? You said who was the biggest kingpin? And I think Franklin Saint made Snowfall. So it's the same argument either way. Ghost made power. Franklin Saint made Snowfall. But if you go back to your original question, who was the biggest kingpin? I would say Franklin. So I don't even think Ghost probably ain't never flew stuff in himself like Franklin then did. So, tell her. Let me get to this other. Let's see what we got here. There's so many dang things be going on. Let's see. Man, how many of y'all heard about Terrell Suggs? He was out there in the. I think I talked about this already. Showing his gun in the drive-through. Let me see. Where's the other stories at? Here's some story that's kind of crazy. So this dude, and I'll make this a short one. This dude was only 39 years old, and he ended up dying on the airplane next to his wife, which that's got to be traumatic, to say the least. If you die on the plane next to me and I ain't even married to you, I don't even know your ass. Let me tell you, I'm never going to forget it. It's damn sure going to be traumatic. It'll be an experience I would never forget, let alone if you was my spouse. So this woman married to this dude, he dies, and they coming from Bolivia. They had some of that pure Bolivian. Allegedly. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what they did. They didn't say that. But the point of this story is that be careful where you go and what may happen, because this dude died and they did an emergency landing to try to give him CPR. It didn't work. He died. And guess what? They're not going to put your dead ass back in that seat you had. You thought a plane ticket for you alive cost the same as you dead? Hell no. You don't even get to fly with us no more. And not only that, it's $25,000 to fly your dead body back. They might as well get a cremation and just put him in a damn coffee jar. $25,000. Be careful if you going out of the country and you die, because chances are, if you wanted to have a funeral, either you're going to be buried in a foreign land, in a foreign cemetery, or you just need to get cremated, because $25,000, who could pay that? Which is what they worried about and trying to pay and raise GoFundMe or different stuff. What? I wouldn't even want to. Oh my goodness. That's getting $25,000 and putting it in the ground. Literally. They could give me that and I can go and get my damn stem cell therapy, and I could be walking again, and I could try out for the league. I still got a shot or two. Anyway, Fred Young, you say, what do y'all think about the Micah Parsons trade? Dallas in trouble and the season ain't started. Well, you even bringing this up highlights the whole problem with football and why I don't watch it no more. It ain't about the team. It ain't about the sport. It ain't about the players. It's a business. It's damn near a religion. It's on Sundays, even though it's on other days now. But so they know that people gonna watch. They're gonna make so much money. They're gonna print money. You don't even have to win no more. You used to have to win to make money in the NFL. In all sports, the major ones, hell, baseball, they still printing money. Don't nobody know who won nothing. But yeah, man, it ain't about that no more. Micah Parsons is an old school player. When you give up those people, that's the heart and soul of a team. And when that's not valued, you don't want to pay that person, but you'll pay a flashy person that'll put butts in seats or keep your ratings high, or your fan base thinks it increases your chances. That's why NFL, man, it's trash to me, man. I think it's been downhill ever since Kaepernick, to be honest, and how they responded to that. And by blackballing Kaepernick, I ain't really recovered from that. I thought that was horrible. But maybe that's just me. I thought that was collusion. He did win that lawsuit, but then for him to think he gonna get a job by the same people he sued and won, I don't know about that. So I don't blame him for not giving him a job after that, but they shouldn't have colluded against him. Anyway, Fred Young, J Mo, we both came from the same era, bro. We all know is the driving force. Yeah, man. He is, man. You need that heart and soul. And sometimes it ain't even your most talented player, but that's what you need. If it is one of your most talented players, that's just amazing. You know, that's just amazing. Like a lot of people didn't understand, but like T.O., Terrell Owens was a heart and soul player and the most talented. But too many times his teams didn't support him. One year he had a team fully support him, and that was Philly, and they went to the Super Bowl, and then they ain't support him after that because they went for Donovan McNabb, the flashy quarterback. Well, the quarterback is the flashy position over the heart and soul. They do it too many times. Hell, Philadelphia did it to Reggie White. Reggie White. And he was the heart and soul and the most talented. They let him go to Green Bay. They win the Super Bowl. Reggie White, man. Reggie White was a beast, man. And that's another thing. Not enough of these players know who these legends are and respect them enough. Big Bird, have you seen these Daniela Montero videos with her dancing to Frankie Beverly and Maze? She done put up 1,000,000 videos dancing out. What? Daniela Montero. First of all, unless she's a minimum of 40 years old, what the hell does she know about Frankie Beverly and Maze? All right, let's look. Where should I go to Google on this one? Let's see. Daniela Martinello. Are you? Oh, Montero. What the? Is this her? What is this? I'm be honest with y'all. I don't watch dance videos. What is she doing? I never ever saw the interest in a dance video. First of all, TikTok used to be an app. I can't remember the name of it now. Some things I can't just pull up like I used to. But anyway, it was a dance app. I used to actually have it, but I'd never tried it. I just was at a time where I was just testing apps, and I used to tell people about apps, but I wasn't getting as many interest. Maybe I didn't do it long enough. Whatever. I didn't look into it enough anyway. But then I think it was called Bite Dance, and then they turned it into TikTok, which is more than dance, but the dance, Anyway, it was something huge in China, all this dance and video stuff. And somehow they got everybody in the USA to dance to these videos. I don't know. Frederick Young, why did Jordan get support, but a lot of other athletes didn't get that? What you mean? A lot of athletes get support. Big Bird, she has put out a lot of videos. My original interest was Frankie Beverly and Maze. You say LOL. You know you like to see them little booties twisting around. It's all good. Don't make you a bad person. Hey, she wasn't ugly. I thought it was a problem though. That's why she wasn't ugly. I don't know how old she is. I see a bunch of people when I typed in her name, everybody was saying age. I guess everybody tried to smash. They wanted to do a couple of them dances with her, but other than that, I mean, hey, it don't make you a bad guy. It just means you're not gay. That's all. It's not porn. Although I'd rather probably look at porn than look at that. Although I don't look at either one too much. Well, I look at porn more than I look at that. And I probably look at porn not that often. That is, especially as when I was younger. Not that I looked a whole lot when I was younger, because thankfully when we was younger, we needed DVDs or VHS tapes. It wasn't like on your phone all the time. And now I don't like a lot of stuff like that on my phone and stuff. And you don't know what's tracking, monitoring, and doing this and that. Not that I'm scared of doing this, and I'm not looking at nothing crazy porn, but I don't know, man. And then also, I like it with somebody more than by myself. So to watch porn by myself, it's not as interesting as much as I know that's the whole point is most people watch it by themselves. But for me, I like watching it with my lady. So anyway, Fred, you say the question of the night. We see a January 6th rider get a military funeral for 47 Pardon Diddy. Wait a minute. What? Was he in the military? You got me going back to the Googler. The Googly again. What? He had to be in the military already. You know what? How old is this Montero? Long live Montero. No. What? Let's see. You got me over here. It's a woman. What? I ain't even get to finish it and it came up. Military honors. What? Military girl. Oh yeah. Oh well. Yeah, okay. I didn't read the full thing, but still, this is already years after the fact. But I don't know about this. Of all people. So this, all right. So here's the deal, and I got already a couple of thoughts on this because I actually know about this story. So when I originally read your comment, and this is the question of the night, double question. You said a January 6th rioter get a military funeral, so I automatically assumed that it was probably someone that just got pardoned, but that was an incorrect assumption. So Ashley Babbitt is still a January 6th rioter, but she was actually killed that day, January 6th. Now, why was she shot and killed? Because, and this is on video, which I saw with my own eyes, and it was available on YouTube. Social media, it's probably still on YouTube. I don't know. But right when this happened, it was definitely on YouTube. I watched all kind of videos, documentaries. There's a few documentaries and stuff out there and videos and things that you can check out that does have this still in there. But because people were live streaming and recording while they were in there. She was actually, they had one part barricaded and secured. And if you broke past this, they could have gotten into where a lot of senators or congressmen were, or they were very close. And it was one security guard, black dude, you could tell, but that's about it. And he was the only dude there because, of course, they didn't have enough staff to protect anything. And so she broke the little side glass and was climbing through it. And right when she got like her neck through there, he shot her in the neck. You could see it. She put her head through, it was like pow. It was a single shot, and she fell right back out and was over with. Now here's the deal. We all know they didn't shoot it. In some people' opinion, enough people. And in some people, they could say one is too many. But in a lot of people's opinion, the amount of stuff they did in destruction and they didn't do anything, it's a lot of groups that think that if their demographic did anything close to that, they would have been all laying there on the steps. Anyway, she was breaking and entering into a locked area that he was trying to protect these people. And if she would have got through there, it was like they last air. At least this is what the narrative has said. Anyway, when did January 6th happen? 2020 or January 6th, 2021? So it's like 4 years later. You giving a military funeral to nobody. Literally, nobody is there. It's just what? You gonna do a military honors? This is all to piss people off. Here's another conspiracy for you all. These are things done to show that we got control. We do what we want to do. We can piss you off. We could do this. We could do that. Ain't nothing you could do about it. And it's kind of a demoralizing tactic. And if you allow these type of things to go on, you get further and further pushed down to where you feel it's no hope, it's no change. If we vote, they don't do this. I won't vote no more. I won't do this. I won't do that. Next thing you know, you got no more votes. You got no more choices. So you can't let all these very little things that they do, as well as big things they do, demoralize you. And that's for all of us, because it's we the people. It's no kings or queens or, dictators. Everybody's the same. That's why the president can be anybody as long as they was born in this country and over what, 45 years old? That's it. You don't even have to be a felony. You can have a felon, because we the people, if you from this country, you understand it enough, been here enough. Now, I don't agree. I think it should be some more qualifications. Hell, you need more qualifications to work at Starbucks. But the point is, it's not your lineage. Allegedly, it's not supposed to be, although every single president is related. Even Obama, through his mother's side, every president is related. What are the odds of that? How is that possible? Anyway, we should have some say so. Anyway, Fred, you say the country is in an uproar over that, and that's what they want, man. And that's another problem too. These things accomplish multiple things. While people is in an uproar over this, you don't see what we doing over here. If you see this, we'll get you over there. You in an uproar over this, guess what? You ain't talking about Epstein no more. And all of these things are tactics, mind games. Once you understand mind games, and I don't mean you have to be an expert, and I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I understand what's called psyops, psychological operations. Not to say that these things ain't actually happening in real life, but you think they really give a damn about Ashley Babbitt? You think Trump, I really admire her. She was great. We need to give her. They just trying to throw whatever they can to get people's minds off of old Epi or anything else they doing, or Greenland or Canada or the tariffs, or how much you spend at grocery stores or fast food. I used to go to Steak and Shake, and I get a cup of chili, and it was about chili deluxe with some cheese, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of onion, a little onion. It was $5 for a cup of chili this big. Which, you know what? That's a good deal. That was a nice thick cup of chili. Now the price is still the same, but it's this big. I'm not playing. It's this big. The cup is this big. Which means if I want to get the same amount, it's $10. That's what they call shrinkflation, where they don't change the prices, they change the sizes, which basically is changing the price for you because you ain't getting what you used to. Horrible, man. Horrible. Frederick Young, man, the reason they doing the military honor funeral is to piss off all the vets, especially all the vets who they had friends that may have died and they didn't get a military funeral or military honors, or they didn't get the recognition, but then they're going to give it to this person. All these things, it's a lot of other reasons, but it's all to get everybody up in arms, man. Lord Dragon, good night. You saw the story with the young man cheated on his pregnant girlfriend with his what? With his mother and got it. What? What? Where can I find this story at? And you said good night. I hope you ain't leave yet. When was that? 2 minutes? No, I ain't see the story. Young man cheated on his pregnant girlfriend with his mother and got his mother pregnant. Is this with that girl that was saying that he told her to go on down and suck that wee wee, and the mama went down and sucked it, and she was like, he told her, "Now go ahead, you go ahead and suck that wee wee," and then she went on and did it. She was like, I went on down and I showed that wee wee. And if y'all was wondering, they black. Man, people fried these days in America, man. For real. Gen X, we were fried because we went through the 90s and the crack era and stuff. But half of us are fried and half ain't. But everybody else after that definitely fried. There's so many levels of friedness. Because this old people fried. This dude was doing a fake interview with some MAGA folks. And he was talking about what they had to do to immigrate. It was some immigrants down there in their tents. We went on ahead and sprayed them and rounded them up, and we had to do this and that to them. And he laughing. Good, kick them out of here. Like he was just saying some of the worst things you could do to a person, and they just was laughing. Like, when did that be funny to be so cruel to somebody? And then they say they Christian. What would Jesus do? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You said type it into YouTube. All right, here we go. That's crazy right here, man. Let's see. Let's see what YouTube talking about. Man, it's mom and oh my goodness. Is this him, Dion Live? Oh my goodness. Look at him with these two. They gonna get him thrown in the slammer. They gonna they gonna get this dude thrown in the slammer, man. I already don't like the way this look with him cheesing right there with these. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me come back to this right comment right quick. Hold on. Is this? Oh my goodness, Dion.
Oh, come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for.
What? Look at this mom. She's so corny. Look at her. Ugh. He got my mom and I pregnant at the same time.
He's the most excited for. Reveal baby he's the most excited for.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? This is crazy because He gonna be glad he had that boy. But the young daughter is, gonna end up leaving them babies for grandma to raise. Grandma gonna have one of her own. The daughter gonna leave it with him, and he gonna run off with the daughter, and she gonna be stuck raising two babies. She gonna be trying to sue. You see how big her belly is? She carrying twins. What? Fred, you say he going under the damn slammer. You ain't lying. He better move to a city somewhere. I hope he ain't in the South. He gonna come up missing. Hey, they about to leave her with them babies. What, Lord Dragon? She found out her husband clapped his mom, and she got pregnant. That's the... What? What? So she found out her husband was cheating with his mom, so she gets pregnant by his mom's son, and he's got her daughter. What kind of sick, twisted trailer park boys episode is this? What in the world? I can't believe that, man. I know, right? Big Bird, you ain't lied. This just the stuff that they filmed. And they thought this was a good idea to film this. This is embarrassing. They think they're going to get a reality show. Reality show ruined everything. Be honest with you. It did. Because everything a reality show. It made everybody think they could film stuff and be a star, do this and that, and have no talent. What would their reality show be after they had the babies? Nothing. Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy. Crazy. It ain't a reality show. They reality hoe. That's all. Which that's also because of the reality show, the reality hoe. From the Kardashians to the rap music scene, all this, the reality hoe, the reality show, all this stuff, man. And they want everybody to keep paying for stuff forever. That ain't about to last. People gonna start back being DVD collectors, paying for all these streaming services everywhere. Well, let me get up out of here, y'all. Let's see what other story before I go. Put something else on. Oh, speaking of power, almost missed the big story. One of our dime pieces, one of the beauties of the Power Universe. Power Universe got a few beauties, but Alex Lepre was arrested on suspicion of cruelty to children. Now it says Alex Lepre, who's portrayed as Effie, as we all know, was arrested last week in Atlanta on suspicion of cruelty to children in the third degree and disorderly conduct. The actor, whose full name is Alexis Lepre Gear, was released the following day. Details on the circumstances surrounding the August 17 arrest were not immediately clear. 28-year-old actor appeared in several episodes of Power, as well as its sequel, Ghost. She had a role in the film Den of Thieves, but Lepre hit the limelight as a singer. She released an EP in 2012 titled I Am Alex Lepre. Well, she didn't really hit the limelight then because I don't know how many people may have heard of that, but Power, she definitely hit the limelight. But it says I know what they mean though. She got in the movie business with that, or the business. And it says she was on Read Between the Lines with Malcolm Jamal Warner and Tracy Ellis Ross. I never heard of Read Between the Lines. Yes, I have. Wasn't he a doctor or something? I don't know. State of Georgia considers cruelty to children in the third degree to be a misdemeanor. It occurs when a person intentionally allows a child under age 18 to witness the commission of a forcible felony, battery, or family violence battery, according to child welfare. So somebody under the age of 18 witnessed either a felony, battery, or family violence battery. So she was whooping somebody's ass and the kid saw it. And since the people didn't want to press charges, the state, they said, well, the kid was here and they saw it, so we're going to take you in for that. And that way we can put you out there in the news and make you look bad. I don't know, man. Well, on that note, some of these laws, I will say, are in good spirit, but they aren't applied in spirit, in good spirit, rather, I should say. And they definitely not given, like I believe that's probably for like if it was a battered woman, wife, and she wouldn't press charges on the husband, so the kid got to stay there and keep seeing this. That's probably a way for the state to take over since she won't. But if you do it to somebody who was dating or wasn't, I don't know. It's a lot of nuance in between that. So I don't know. I don't know enough details. They didn't say enough in that article for me to make a good assumption. But if it was I don't know. A lot of people say it was a one-time thing and they could have been doing it for years. So who knows? There ain't no way to know. Anyway, I'm going to call it a wrap on this one. But I will be back. And I appreciate everybody for coming through. I'm going to be doing that Peacemaker review. If y'all been watching the Peacemaker on HBO, the Peacemaker is a good show. It's been 2 episodes released so far. I haven't seen them yet. The second one just came out yesterday. So they come out every Thursday. It's on HBO Max. Season 1 was pretty good. So we'll see. It's been a while though. I forgot all about it. So we'll see. And I do believe we'll get a new season of BMF. I hope, pettiness doesn't rule out for the art as well as the business. So we'll see. That's kind of the problem with so many people having control over so much stuff nowadays, is that, man, the customers used to be the customer's always right. The customer's always last and broke. We boy, it don't matter what the customer wants these days. Our experience, how much we pay, what we care about, what we support. Now, if he do something like that, and if everybody decide from now on we're not gonna support 50 Cent projects because he may take them away, I bet you he realized, oh, you wasn't as powerful as you are, because nobody is. You're only as big as your supporters, and their loyalty and everything. So some of these big time people, they keep getting supported. And that's why. And it's like a big box store. They care less and they make more money and get supported. And what happens is it's just like a big box store. It take away all the small businesses. They take away all the small creators and all the small movie studios and things. And next thing you know, it ain't gonna be but a few people producing content or studios or apps or whatever. And then that's all we gonna have. So that's what happened to the video game industry. I mean, to be real with you, the PS5 been out for a minute, and there ain't no reason to buy it. What game you gonna get the PS5 for that you can't play on nothing else? There ain't no game. So then I ain't saying it like, oh well, this is like they didn't make PS5 games. Like Grand Theft Auto 6 may be the first PS5 game, and that don't come out till next year. And that means what? The PS5 damn near ain't even. They talking about making a PS6. Why would somebody buy a PS6 unless they put Grand Theft Auto on it only? Which if they did that, I'm sure people would be mad and buying a whole new console for this when they ain't put out a game on PS5. Period. And they went up $50 more. When a console is older, it goes down in price. If you try to bring out the new one, you normally go down in price. But to me, it don't even seem like the PS5 even came out yet. And I've had one for 2 years, and it don't 2 or 3 years, 3 years. It don't even seem like the PS5 came out yet, and I've had one for 3 years. I ain't bought no PS5 games. I'm still playing what? 2K? Red Dead? What? What else? Grand Theft Auto? Friday the 13th? Really? So, like, it's whack, man. I'm glad I got it when it was $400. I paid the regular price, but that's still a lot of money for what? I'll never buy another console again. But it's a reason why, because console users is a lot of dudes, and we getting older. And the console industry doesn't make as much money as cell phone games do. I think they made $100 billion in cell phone games and only $40 billion in console games. And then they started making all these console games cost so much money, and then with all this DLC content. And I used to think this open world stuff like Elder Scrolls Online and things was amazing, but it really isn't, because it kind of makes them not make a new game for like 10 years, 15 years. Because all they do is make a DLC and sell it to you that way. And, if Grand Theft Auto wasn't online, would it really have taken 15 years for a new one? No. They would have been made part 6 and 7 by now. But because it's online and they could do an update and people will keep playing and spending microtransactions, what they need to rush it for? We need to milk this money-making cow for as long as possible. Which then what? You got to play the same damn game for 15 years? I can't do that. I can't do that, man. The longest I ever played one game was Elder Scrolls Online, and that was for 2 years. 2.5 years playing just one game? Wow. That felt like an eternity. I never could do that again. Lord Dragon, you say PlayStation 5 just recently surpassed PS4 sales. PS4, I don't know how, because PS4 still had a couple good games. They don't make nothing good on PS5. Lord Dragon, Sony think they can do whatever they want because the people will buy regardless. That's why they make these decisions. Yeah, they crazy. They wrong on that. Especially when people getting squeezed at every angle from the grocery store to video games. And they want you to buy these downloadable consoles so that you can't even buy the game. You got to download them. You can't even buy used games anymore. There ain't no games to buy used. They ain't making none. There ain't nothing for you to try out. I believe PS6 is supposed to come out next year. Next year. Lord Dragon, they holding back on Grand Theft Auto. When AI get a little better, they can integrate it into Grand Theft Auto. It's possible. They say the whole reason Grand Theft Auto is waiting is because they're going to use the game Grand Theft Auto to make video games $100 a piece. And they're going to charge $100 for Grand Theft Auto. And yeah, people will still buy Grand Theft Auto at $100. But if that's your plan, remember games was $50 and then they went to 60 and they've been kind of stuck at 60. Now they want to push them to 100 because they spent $500 million making Grand Theft Auto 6. But I mean, hey, that's not enough for them. I mean, they made $1 billion in 3 days off the last of Grand Theft Auto 5. The first 3 days they made $1 billion. So even if they just did that, that ain't enough. They need more. They need $6 billion. They think they're gonna make $6 billion. That's their projections for Grand Theft Auto. They want to make $6 billion off this game. That's insane. Games are not for us anymore. You know, yeah, they were always a business, but no, this business is to milk you. Now, they wanted to milk you by creating good games and make you have to go buy a new game all the time. Now, they just need one game to milk you for 15 years. What's about to happen is people about to start going back to PS3 and PS2 and 360s and PS4, and they got so many good games. You can buy so many games that's finished with no microtransactions on PS2, PS3, all that stuff, and have a good time. And there's so many thousands of games that people ain't played yet. That's what they really tried to do with PS5 is make that monthly subscription for games. That's what they want to do. They don't want you to own nothing. They want you to pay everything. And when I say they is billionaires. Billionaires and you know, these companies. They don't want you to own the game no more. With a complete game, you get a half game and got to get downloads. But, you know, anyway. They want you to pay on the PS5, PlayStation Plus monthly upgraded subscription or whatever. And then you can have access to play the catalog of all the PlayStation games. And they've upgraded the frame rate. So basically all the great catalog of games that they used to make, well, you can play it again with upgraded picture. Like, why don't y'all just make great games again? Anyway, let me get up out of here, man. I know I say that all the time, but say it took so long to make a new Grand Theft Auto was because they still was making a lot of money off the old. Exactly. But it's not a good business decision to milk your customers dry for 15 years either. People age out of game playing too. 15 years? When I played the very first Grand Theft Auto game, which was Grand Theft Auto 2, I was 21 years old and I was in college. Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, and 5 came out. So 2, 3, 4, 5 came out. and I was what, 33? They made 4 games in what, 12 years. It got them to where they are. And then they do this, and 4. I skipped Liberty City. And 4. And then they do this, and then it's like, well, business. It's horrible, man. Yeah, you're going to be able to play GTA 6 on a new PS6. I mean, that would be a catastrophic failure if they decided to make the biggest game in the world not available on their console. They just would be asking for console death. So I'm pretty positive, almost 100%. If anything, I'll be worried that you can't play Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PS5. That's what I'm more worried about, because if they want to encourage people to get a PS6, the only way I can see them making me want to even consider it is that Grand Theft Auto is on PS6 only, which I would hate. I probably would just play Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm on purpose, not to play that, just to protest. I would, oh man, that would be pure corporate greed. So they better not do that. Straight up. They better not do that. But the PS6, yeah, that's a guarantee. I think everybody else is in trouble. PS5, yeah. 4, 3, the older you get, the less your chances. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. Deuces. Have a good weekend.